If you truly know people are talking bad about you right now, I want you to watch this video all the way to the end. I pray that this video is going to give you some peace, that it's going to give you some comfort, and that it will also give you promise and encouragement to move forward. People are probably talking bad about you right now. Some of you, literally, as you're watching this video, there are people who are texting, they are making, subliminal posts about you. They are gossiping about you. They're talking bad about your situation. And for some of you, it's literally because you've decided to walk in a way that is pleasing to God. You've decided to turn away from your old life. You decided to walk away from the things that were comfortable to you. You decided to progress in your spiritual journey and your relationship with the Father. And because you're doing something that is not what they would deem normal or deem you worthy of, then they're having all of these conversations about you. Many of you have been called to greatness. You're watching this video right now. You feel that God is getting ready to do something big in your life. And I want to confirm that for you, that He is. But you have to continue to be obedient. You have to continue to go along with this process. It's so easy to get distracted by what the people are saying. It's so easy to get distracted by what it is that they are saying about you, that they're gossiping about you. Literally right now, somebody's on their phone texting someone else about something that's going on in your life. And you know it. And it's hard to have like a completely straight face to walk in these situations, walk in these environments, walk in these places when you know that people are talking about you. And I can relate. 3 years ago, I made a decision in my mind and in my heart. I settled it. I was going to go all out for God. I was going to do whatever I could to advance the kingdom, because God had broken some things off of my life that had tied me down. One of those things was I specifically, every time I would get up and I would look in the mirror, I would see my 16-year-old self. And I was just so puzzled. Why could I not see myself advancing in the mirror? Why could I not see myself growing in the mirror? And that was because there was a situation, a circumstance that happened at that particular age where I was violated that I never really fully addressed. And the Lord gave me peace, He gave me comfort, and He gave me strategy to confront this situation, to deal with this particular issue in my life. And I felt like I had finally gotten my life back. And so since God had done this for me in my life, He had finally given me the keys to begin putting my life back together, that it was up to me to completely surrender my life for real this time and for good, and to just give Him my life in exchange for the life He had given me back. And so many of you have found yourself where you are in that place. You have surrendered your life to God, and you're questioning why you're here. And what I want to speak into your life, and this is coming out of Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 17. There's people who are literally running their mouth, talking to you, talking about you right now. But the Lord has a promise here. It says, "For I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds, says the Lord, because they called you an outcast, saying, 'This is Zion, no one seeks her.'" And so you probably resonate with that word. You probably have been labeled an outcast. You have been labeled a late bloomer. You have been labeled like the black sheep of your family. You have just simply been discarded by people you care about. You've been discarded by people of authority. You've been discarded by your family, people that you just resonated and thought that would treat you differently, but they saw so little of you. But I want to encourage you, just as they saw so little of you, God saw so much in you that He wanted to bring out. And this is that season. God is doing the healing. He is doing the leading. He is doing the pronouncing. He is doing the announcing. He is getting ready to bring you out of this place. Many of you have had these, not just physical wounds, things that have traumatically affected you in the natural, but some of you guys have these spiritual wounds where you have almost been abandoned. You are like you've been abandoned by the church. You've been abandoned by your family. You've been abandoned by your work situation. You've been abandoned by society. And you have been this outcast. People have labeled you as this particular person, but God was using those things. He was using those words. He was using that separation to sanctify you and to begin to show himself to you in a different way. That had you been close to these people, have you been close to these things, had your appetite been for these things, it would not be happening this way. And so I want to encourage you that this particular passage continues to go on to let us know that God is going to deal with every single person that has talked about you, every single person who's come up against you, every single person who tried to oppress you, every single person who tried to keep you in this bondage and in captivity in your mind and in your peace of just being a child of God. Anything that has tried to come up against you, God is getting ready to clear it out. But God has also given us instruction that we must continue to be obedient, that we were put in this place because some of us are just in this stage of like just partially being obedient to the plan. And so we need to fully surrender to all of what God is calling us to do. It's probably going to even make people talk about us more as you start to go to the next level, because your obedience is going to bring God's judgment on those people's heads. And so I want to encourage you today that if people are talking about you, people are gossiping about you, people are saying the most cruel and vile things, let them think that they are right about you. Let them think whatever it is that they are saying to be true, but you stay true to what God has said. You continue to bless those that persecute you. You continue to bless those that are coming against you. And you are getting ready to see God put like coals on their head. You're going to see their punishment. You're going to see their judgment, because God has something in store for you. This is the season. We're getting ready to cross over into spiritually what is going to be a new year in this next 7 days. And so God is doing a cleansing. He is doing a refreshing. He is doing a healing. And so I want you guys to just allow him to work in your life. Allow him to minister to you. Allow him to comfort you with his word. And this word completely comforted me today as I looked upon all of the promises that the Lord laid out here in Jeremiah 30. And so, again, it lets us know that the fierce anger of the Lord will not return until he has done what he said he's going to perform, and that until he has performed all of the intents of his heart. And his intents right now are to make sure that you receive justice for the things that have gone on in your life. God is not going to let this go unpunished. God is not going to let this go without notice. And so be encouraged. Even though people are talking about you, you continue on. You continue to keep one foot in front of the other. You keep moving forward in what God has for you. And you're getting ready to see God can completely heal every situation in your life. And so with that being said, God bless you guys. Like this video, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.